Hey, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to grow your business by replacing yourself. Hey, it's McGrath, and in this video I'm going to show you how to grow your business by replacing yourself. So here's a free gift right here on how to grow your business by replacing yourself. So grab it right now, and I'm going to jump in and teach you. So there's 5 things I want to share with you right now about how I've replaced myself in my business and scaled my business to millions. Now the first thing I want to jump into right now is really important, and that's the question of what is it that you want. You know, a lot of people will tell you, you got to put in structure in your organization, you got to know who does what, and I'm going to get to that in just a little bit. But the most important question as a leader or as somebody who's growing a business that you can ask yourself is, what do I want? Think about that for a second. If you're focused on the dream versus the problem, are you going to get better results? So many people don't replace themselves because they're addicted to the problem. And they think somebody else can't come in and handle that problem. And they actually get joy. Well, most of us get ruin out of it and dissatisfaction, but people actually think they're important and significant because I'm handling this problem every day. I got a whole bunch of problems I'm handling, but they're not problems at the level they should be handling them. So they wake up in the morning, they're reactive. The email comes in, the voicemail message comes in, the message comes in that says, hey, you got to handle this thing, and everybody jumps and reacts to somebody's reactionary idea. But real leaders think about the dream of what they want. Now there's something interesting that happens when you discover what you want in life. You start to focus on the dream and the problems disappear. You no longer handle those problems. Because you're expanding quickly with what you're doing, you elevate into the dream, and then you have other people who can handle the problems that you used to handle. It's kind of like a step-by-step, like a staircase. Like you came into the business, you started handling the problems. As you step to the next stair and the next stair and the next stair, you should be handling bigger problems, focusing on bigger dreams, focusing on expansion. Most leaders never grow a business or expand at the rate that they can because they're not focused on a dream. Now, there's one thing that will inspire people more than anything is a dream. If you go after a dream and you truly go after something that's going to serve humanity, that is a dream that you have, that's going to make a difference in the world, just by your example and who you're being, you'll inspire people to new heights. So focus on the dream of what you truly want and expand towards that dream. I've often said this one thing, that a lot of times people say they don't know what the vision is of what they want to create and they don't know how the pieces fit together. Well, I've always believed in paint the dream and the vision that you want and then connect the dots. Don't worry about how they connect. Paint the vision, paint the dream. You're smart enough to connect the dots of how everything fits together. Now, of course, if you're creating it from a very rational place, but also dreaming to your future of what you desire, of what you want, of what motivates you, of what inspires you, if you're dreaming from this place, but you're also thinking in a rational way, there's no way it's not going to work. It's absolutely going to work because you dreamed it up and you were thinking about it rationally as well. So it's going to be easy to connect the dots. Steve Jobs said one thing. He said, it's really easy to connect the dots looking backwards. And he says, we all wish that we could look back in time and actually implement that in our life moving forward and be able to connect the dots moving forward, but you can't. But I believe you can. You can connect the dots moving forward. You just need to see it and just put it there. It's as simple as that. So what's your dream as a leader? Go after your dream. The moment you start stepping into your truth and your passion and your purpose, things will happen for you faster than you could ever possibly imagine. They'll happen faster than you could ever possibly dream. Most people don't believe that that's the case, but I can tell you from experience that is the case. I'll give you a quick example of this right now. I started this business years ago. When I was in the insurance business, I was there thinking to myself, man, I got some good experience selling here, but I was tired. I was like, I don't like this anymore. This isn't my passion. And for years, I just sat there being frustrated. Now, let me ask you a question. Does frustration help you in your dream? No. So I sat there for years being like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, but I was afraid to go after the thing that I wanted. Till finally, the pain got so great that I was like, I got to get the hell out of here, and I left. And the moment I stepped into my dream of being a speaker and getting on stages, I was like, wow, this is kind of fun. I'm enjoying this because I stepped into the thing, and it happened quickly. Years later, I was like, you know what? I'm enjoying this career that I'm in. I'm enjoying growing a business. I like marketing because I like to expand, but I had another dream. Like, I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to do a one-man play. The moment I started to make decisions for that, it started to elevate. But the moment I declared that this is who I am, this is my purpose, this is what I'm going to do in life, things started to explode in a really, really powerful expansion rate. So what is your dream? That's step number 1. Get clear on it. Your expansion will happen way faster than you could possibly imagine. The second thing I want to share with you is cloning yourself. Now, not in the way that you're thinking of like cloning a body or anything like that. What I mean by this is cloning yourself through the power of online education or video. Today, to sell products in the marketplace, if you're the leader in educating your customer, guess what will happen? People will know, like, and trust you. They'll start to understand your products and services because you're educating them in the particular industry that you're in. You'll become the leader, and as the educator and the influencer online, people will buy products from you. The more people see something, the more frequency they see something, the more they trust it. So when you're online and you can put a video up and then another video and you can advertise, people see you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. One of the keys to my success as a leader has been communicating that dream and that message that I talked about in point number 1 and putting it into point number 2 through video so people all over the world can hear my dream, they can hear the content that I'm teaching, they can hear about my products and my services, and then it positions me as the leader in the space. People look at me, this guy's a leader, look at the social proof, I want to buy products and services from him, period. If you're not creating video presentations in the marketplace today, you are missing out on the game. It is one of the primary ways that you can replace yourself as a leader. Why? A lot of times people say that leaders are irreplaceable. They're so powerful in the company, they carry the company. I don't believe that's actually true. But if a leader is powerful, which most leaders are, you should clone that power all over the world by a simple video presentation. A message can be in a million places at once today. It didn't used to be that way. Create videos, whether you're doing advertising on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube like us. We spend $160,000 to $180,000 a month on advertising, all through Facebook, all through Instagram, all through YouTube. Now you might be sitting here as the leader going to yourself, well, that's not how I want to replace myself because I don't know anything about online. I didn't either. I didn't know about doing stuff like this before. I just stepped in and I started to learn it, right? I was like, I want to learn this. What's the structure of how to do a video presentation? I learned, and it was really quick. And then I started shooting videos, and I started educating people, and I became a leader in the space very quickly. Some of my peers who had the old model all of a sudden saw my ads everywhere for years and years, and all of a sudden, boom, my revenue went through the roof, their revenue plateaued. It's really that simple. If you are not out there communicating your message about your products and services, and you haven't cloned yourself on video, you're missing a huge percentage of the market share. So 1 and 2, you look at this. What's your dream? And then use the vehicle of online education and videos to educate your customer on your products and services. And if you're doing that and you're putting your face everywhere, your dream will absolutely come true. You know, there's a great conversation between John Scully and Steve Jobs. They're sitting on the top of his penthouse in the likes of where Bono had his penthouse and Steve Jobs had his penthouse. And Steve Jobs is interviewing John Scully for the job. Now, John Scully had worked with Pepsi at the time. Steve was the CEO of Apple. And he looks over at John and he's like, John, I want you to come work for Apple. And John Scully's like, hey, Steve, why would I uproot my family? Like, you're on this coast, I'm on the other coast. So why would I uproot my family, move all the way across the country, move into a product and a service where Apple at the time wasn't a leader like Pepsi, it wasn't as big as Pepsi, and then uproot my family for an opportunity that's not even as big? And Steve Jobs looked at me, he's like, hey, let me ask you a question. He goes, you want to sell sugar water to kids for the rest of your life, or do you want to change the world? If you want to be a great leader, leaders have the perspective of changing the world. That's why he inspired a guy like Scully to leave his job and come work for a great company like that. Leaders want to make a difference. If you truly want to make a difference, you need to get past that fear of being online or being on camera, and you need to step into the role of being a true leader. True leaders have a message. Gandhi had one, Martin Luther King had one, Mother Teresa had one. They didn't have video like this. Imagine what you could do with a single video presentation with your voice, your message, your leadership, and your desire to change the world. That is one of the keys to growth as a leader. The third thing that I want to share with you right now is sales. We all know in leadership that you got to where you're at because you were good at sales, or you had somebody in the organization that was good at sales. One of the number one functions of expansion, above and beyond anything else in my opinion, is sales. Period. If you can get out there and hit the ground and you can sell, then you can succeed in this business. But one of the keys that you need in sales is a sales system. I created a sales system. It was the same sales system I was using at 21 years old when I worked with a company for New York Life. I used to sit in front of people, pimple face with glasses on, and I'd sit in front of them at 21 years old. I looked like I was 12 years old, and I'd ask them questions. I'd be like, you know, what is your most important goal? You know, what would you like to accomplish personally, professionally, financially? And I was always so nervous to ask questions because it was nerve-wracking. It's like, what? They want me to tell them something. I have to build credibility. But some of the greatest credibility comes from asking the right questions, getting somebody to communicate and talk to you. They will trust you when they talk to you. So I use that system at 21 years old. It's the same system 20 years later that I'm using. We've taken this system and we've put sales leader after sales leader after sales leader through the system. 3 senior sales leaders that I have right now. virtually all of them produce the same statistics in the system. So when you think that you have a great salesperson and they'll never be replaced, anytime I've elevated one, same stats, same stats. It keeps happening over and over and over again. Why? Because the system is good. It's kind of like the New England Patriots. You look at that. And Belichick leading them, right? Tom Brady. Well, Drew Bledsoe, a lot of people don't remember him. Way back in the day, he was crushing it with the Patriots too, and they were winning Super Bowls. Tom Brady comes in, and they still have a dynasty. The system works. The coaches, just like the leaders in a business who develop the system, are brilliant. You can put a great player or a good player in a great system, and you can get excellent results. Find out a way to get a great sales system that can help you replace the person behind, the next person, and the next person, and the next person, and the next person. You'll have great sales teams, okay? So that's the third thing I want to share. The fourth thing that I want to share with you right now is get marketing masters surrounding you, okay? I made the decision in my business to master marketing initially. I knew that the pain of growing a business was way too great initially to not have online marketing. So initially my business was like, go get referrals and go enroll clients and go network and go do all that stuff. But that gets old. True expansion to grow a business can't happen offline. You have to do it online. So initially I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna learn this thing. And trust me, I knew nothing about advertising. I knew nothing about marketing funnels, but I took some courses, I learned a little bit, and I figured out one system that I could be great at. Now here's the key to success as a leader. A lot of times people think that you have to have all these things when it comes to marketing. You gotta know the latest and the greatest. You have 10 different things going at once. I find that the most insane leaders have 10 different things going to start. The most sane people pick one thing, particularly with marketing, that they can be really, really good at, and they know that it's the best system out there, even when it's not. Sounds kind of weird, right? So for me, when my marketing took off, I used to have 8 marketing funnels online. When I got it down to 2 is when my business exploded. I got it down to 2 things, and I was already at multi-millions. And that's when my business exploded. So I simplified what I was doing, and as a leader, I made the decision, there may be other people out there who have higher stats or doing whatever, but this is the best system for me, period. And that decision made my stats go through the roof. That allowed me to expand confidently with certainty, just going in one direction to get this proven system working. A lot of people try a lot of different things in marketing, but they never stick with it. And the way to replace yourself as a leader is, one, get one proven system that you know works for you, know something about it, and then bring in other great strategic marketing advisors around you who know just as much, if not more than you. See, those have been the secrets of success. I learned sales and I learned marketing. And if I didn't know those things as a leader, I don't think the business would have expanded as fast as it has. And now we're on a trajectory. I want a 10x in the next year. And so my goal is to do that through great marketing systems, which leads me to the final point, which is who does what. Now, if you're like me, if you're a visionary, you just want to throw stuff out there and expand, and really taking the time to figure out who does what is probably not your greatest interest. However, it can be fun. So the other day I was on the phone with my team, and we were getting our organizational chart in place, and we had a 2-hour call. It was like boom, 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 boom. And one of the things that it did for me is while we were on the phone call, we were looking at different stuff in different areas, and Christina, my assistant, had brought something up to me, and she's like, oh, what about this area? And all of a sudden it gave me 5 ideas. And because there was an actual chart of who does what, and we could see the holes of who wasn't doing something, I was like, oh, wow, if we did that, we could do this, 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 and this, and that. And now all of a sudden, my thinking has started to change because I know there's a solid place where people are actually somewhere in the physical world, not just somewhere in my head, like, I wonder who's going to do that. But there's actually a physical chart that shows somebody's in this place, somebody's in this place, somebody's in this place. Oh, there's a hole here. Let's fill this. And then I get ideas for how we can expand because there's actually a solid mass that shows what our organization looks like. Sounds really basic, but it did a lot for me and it helped me expand in a big way in my thinking. And now when things come up, I'm like, okay, whose responsibility is that to handle that area? Rather than as a leader being like, oh, let me jump in and handle this thing and give myself more problems, okay? So to expand, going back to point number 1, expansion, having this organizational chart is huge. Because when you have a dream, there's no way for it to really be accomplished without great people on your team. And you can't do it all by yourself. You have to have great people. So I suggest you get some type of organization in place with what it is that you're doing. I went to a company called Wise Management to help me with this. Check it out. Really great organization. And it was phenomenal for me. So I hope you like it. I hope it serves you with the 5 points that I gave you on this. And if you want to replace yourself, the first thing you need to do is make a decision. You need to make a decision that this is something that you're committed to doing, but you have to have a reason to make the decision, and the reason is the dream. If you're focused on the dream, if you have something that's compelling enough to go to new stratospheres, and you're like, this is what I want in my life, expansion will just be a natural evolution of who you are already. It'll just be an easy thing. It'll just happen. In my life now, things are just happening. Literally, I used to walk out and be like, okay, I got to get this thing done. Now I walk out and things are just happening. I have ideas. I come out and I write songs now. I've never written a song before. 5 years ago, I had an idea to write a play. I'd never written a play before. Right? I had an idea to do a movie. It happened in 2 weeks, and we're writing the script starting Thursday. These ideas just start to happen because there's a way to expand. And every entrepreneur and leader needs a way to expand. I hope these 5 steps will help you and serve you on your way to expansion. And if you really like this video, I want to recommend number 1, that you like it down below. It'll really help me if this content helps you, so go like the video. Number 2 is download the gift. It's right here, okay? It's a free gift that shows you how to grow your business by replacing yourself. Pretty simple. It's really going to serve you, and you're going to love the actual free gift that's with it because it's super powerful in helping you expand online as well. Awesome. So if you have any questions, you can leave it down below in the comment box and I'll get back to you on that. And then also, if you like this video, well, I've got more for you. So if you want more tutorials, then all you need to do is subscribe to my channel, and I'll be serving you all throughout the year and the next decades and who knows how long. See you soon.